Hey, this is Nafka. Hey, I want to talk a little bit about Dropzone Commander. They've got a brand new two-player starter set coming out, and it is a fantastic bargain. It's got two starter armies, which usually run around $100 a piece. However, the whole box, with the new rulebook 1.1, the updated version, along you get two full starter sets plus an APC for each army, and that's for the UCM and for the Scourge, the two primary nemesis armies of Dropzone Commander. Um, that's a heck of a bargain. Not only that, but you get 10 buildings and enough to play the game with right off the get-go, including dice, templates, a measuring device. Everything that you need to play the game is in the box. All right. Now, I'm going to be doing a special review of the box, obviously, because once I get one, and that should only be a few days out, which is nice. Yes, I'm getting one a little bit early, and so we'll be able to do a side-by-side comparison of existing models. I will not be doing a throw test, right? No durability test on the plastic models. I have a feeling the resin models are probably a little bit more durable than the plastic, but we will be doing a good full-on test to see how these things are, what these things look like, and I'm very excited about it. Now, I want to talk a little bit about, and everyone kind of has already seen what to expect in this box set. So let's talk about, and I'm not going to talk about the rules, I've already done videos on that. What I want to talk about is a little bit of tactics. Because I've played starter set versus starter set many times, for game demos, getting people into it. And so what I want to do instead is talk a little bit about some of the tactics, all right? Some of the differences between the two armies. The UCM is very flexible. They've got strong armor, all right? They're very well armored. They also have a lot of different types of units. They have some of the most types of units than any other army, in the game. So you have a lot of different tactical variations and variety that you can do with the UCM, probably more than any other faction in the game. They have long range, strong hitting guns. The rail guns are fantastic. Their flyers are good. They really do. They have some fantastic AA tanks, and you get those in the starter set. So anyway, that's really the UCM. They're very flexible. Once you start expanding your army, you've got a lot of different options on what you can do on the field. Their tanks are good. Everything's good and long ranged. I have played both. The Scourge have a lot less units, on different variety of units, okay? And they're a little bit more specialized. By that I mean their AA tanks really, they hit on a 2+ against air, which are and are shorter ranged, and hit on a 6+ with a 6+ accuracy for anything else. But they are hard hitting, all right? Their flyers hit really hard. I mean, extreme overkill if you're trying to shoot air. Okay, if you're intercepting air, an energy 11 to intercept air, it's a little bit much. All right, for reactionary fire. However, they're good at striking ground targets. They're good at striking, drop ships. Scourge are fast. They're fast skimmers. They hit really hard. They're harder to hit, but have a lot less armor on them. All right, so that's kind of the difference between the two. There's some other variations as well. I mean, obviously, they've got these little tiny bots that run around and inject plasma straight into tanks once they get right up in base to base, but they're vulnerable to machine gun fire, which the UCM carries. So the UCM and the Scourge are very much polar opposites when it comes to the battlefield. The other armies, the Resistance, which is brand new, I don't know enough about yet, so It's really hard to tell what they're all about. The PHR, Post-Human Republic, I'm not going to go much into them yet because they are one of them and the Shaltari are also, they're very, very different armies, all right? But when it comes down to the UCM and the Scourge, there's a lot of good things that you can be doing. The UCM have a lot of great tactics as far as their AA is phenomenal. Okay, it's 3 shots, they knock out air that comes in like crazy. Having a good amount of anti-air, protecting your forces from incoming flyers, fast-moving flyers, is fantastic. Plus, they knock down dropships like crazy when those dropships get too close. It's a great amount of denial for as far as range goes to stop those dropships from really maneuvering around, especially this Scourge because they are so maneuverable. So good use of your anti-air, and I am pulling out the book because I'm not the best at remembering anything. The rapiers, good use of rapiers, which do come in the starter set, is a great tactic for the UCM. The UCM also have good range, so you don't need the super fast speed to get in there and get those avenues of shot between the buildings to knock out tanks, engage the enemy at a distance, knock out their anti-air, and if you have to, the starter sets don't carry a lot of anti-building destruction, so you can start hitting those buildings from a distance. You have unlimited range when it comes to shooting buildings. On the Scourge side, the Scourge are fast, extremely vulnerable to being hit by railguns, for instance. You want to make sure that you are getting in there fast, getting your guys into buildings. If you get 6 squads of your warriors into buildings, anything within 12 inches is going to stay away because you will destroy it. All right, you will destroy what you are shooting at. You can take out a tremendous amount of ground forces just by making a fire base in a building. So UCM, don't let them do that. Okay, because that could be game over at that point. Scourge, you got to get in there and strike, come out from behind those buildings. You've got a good I believe it's 9 inches of movement before you hit them hard with your tanks. You've got to hit them hard, and it is 9 inches of moving fire. Hit them fast. Being Scourge, you do have the ability to actually, if you do lose your dropship, your APCs are fast enough to possibly get off the board without a dropship. So if you're coming in to grab that objective to get off the board, you are fast enough to possibly do it in just an APC, where obviously the UCM will not have that opportunity as much. So there's kind of the difference between the two forces that everybody's going to be everyone's going to be having here shortly. I'm hoping that you and your buddy both are picking up a box each and splitting the forces out between the two, and that gives you about almost 1,000 points to play with, which is a good size force. Okay, the starter sets are about 500 points, approximately 500 something, depending on if you throw a commander in something. It can go above 1,000 points very, very fast. So the starter set, the 2-person starter set, fantastic bargain. I highly suggest, if you want to get in Dropzone, this is the way to do it. Of course, they also have a new faction coming out, and that will be exciting as well. So anyhow, I'm talking too much right now. I will be getting some box sets in. Plus, I've got more stuff coming, a lot more. Some of the newer units that they've got out, as far as the carrier, UCM artillery, a lot of the cool new models for both the Scourge and the UCM I have coming en route with a decent sized order that I just recently placed. So I'll be talking to you soon. This is NAFCA, Fate 212. Have a good day.